Hello friends, let's dive into the world of HTML, CSS and JavaScript, which are the three most important languages that you need to know as a front-end web developer. So let's not waste our time. Hit that like button, share this video to as many friends as possible, and whom do you think this would be useful to. In this video, you need not have any prior experiences on HTML, CSS and JavaScript. We'll be learning everything from the scratch. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button, share with your friends, and let's go. We are going to do is like I have created a empty folder which has only one readme text file. We have already set up VS Code for web development. You can go and watch our video that we made earlier for setting up VS Code for web development. So what is HTML, CSS and JavaScript? HTML, if you see, is the language for building web pages. So as in when we get inside, I'll explain you in detail. So as of now, HTML is the language for building web pages. CSS is the language that is required to style those web pages, and the JavaScript is the language that is required to program those web pages. So how these three can be interlinked, and how the entire website is produced on your browser, or Chrome or Firefox, that you call it as a browser or a client. So let's see that. So in this empty folder, what we are going to do is we are going to create three files. One is index.html, where we'll be writing our HTML codes. There'll be another file called main.styles or CSS. I can put styles.css. So we'll know like it is meant for styling, and we'll write scripts. Let's put main, or okay, let's write script.js, or it is for JavaScript. So styles.css will be writing our styling, and index.css will be doing our HTML. So we'll get to how are we going to link this all the three files into HTML shortly. First of all, let's see about HTML. So in HTML, when we load it onto the browser, let's run it with the live server. I'll show you in action. It needs an HTML tag. So yeah, the browser is open. We'll just paste this here. Let's do this. So how do we start in HTML? So first of all, we need to tell the browser that the document that we are going to present to it is referred using URL. So the document we are presenting to it is an HTML document, and what format it is. So the newer version of HTML or HTML5, you need to specify like you're going to write the entire code as an HTML5. So to do that, you first have to declare your document or doc type HTML. So this tells the browser that this is an HTML document. It doesn't do anything over here. So basically still we haven't got into the body part of the HTML. So the structure, the very bare bone structure of HTML is this. Let me tell you one by one. So it has something called tags. So tags are elements. So HTML element, it has a starting and end closing. It's an opening tag, HTML opening tag, and HTML closing tag. So whatever goes in here is basically your HTML document, which you will be following the standards of HTML5 and writing it. So this is what you're telling to the browser. So under the HTML tag, there are two other divisions. One is the head tag. So in the head tag, we'll be telling the browser like what is the document about, and the content of the document, and the other is the body tag. So body tag is the place where whatever you write here will be displayed here. So let's do two things. Like let me write a heading. This is our first heading. Then let's have a paragraph. Let me save this so you'll see. So basically this is our first heading, and we have a p tag. This is paragraph. So whatever we are writing here will inside the body tag will be appearing in our browser. So under the head, many people say like, what is the requirement of the head? What do we put in there? So there are a lot of things that goes in here. Three of the major things are like, one is the meta tags. Meta tags contains the detail about your document. So we have already told the browser that it's an HTML document. So apart from that, what we can do is like, we can say what type of characters that are we using. Say for example, you are in Arabic and you are using Arabic character set, or you are using English ASCII character set, or in UTF-8, which is a standard character set now. So let's define to the browser that we are going to use UTF-8. So this is the format like meta tag. So what are you going to define here? We are going to define the content type. So what is the content? It's in text HTML, and we are going to follow the character set UTF-8. Or instead of using so much code, the another standard way of writing it is like char set is equal to UTF-8. Yeah. So this is the way you tell the document like you're going to follow the UTF-8 character set, which is an extended version of the ASCII character set. And apart from that, there is another meta tag which is really important is your viewport. So what a viewport tag is and what is the use of it, I'll explain you. So when you write a viewport tag, what happens is like this starts providing information about the width of your browser. So basically you can use the width of the visibility of the browser to your coding. So what it will do is like you can create a responsive site. So what is a responsive site? If you change the size of the browser, you'll be able to change the content of it. So that is possible by using the viewport meta tag. Another third important part is like writing down the title. So you're telling to the browser or telling to the people like what is the heading or what is the main purpose of this particular document. So web tutorials first program. So I'm telling like this is web tutorials first program. So this is what appears here. So web tutorials first program is the title. So that's the title of our whole document. And the next thing that we'll be doing is like linking our style sheet and the JavaScript. So how do we link our style sheet? Is like we use the link element with an attribute src. Let's link our CSS. Why is it not working? Link CSS. So we are telling like what is the relationship with this particular document. So what is the relationship of the style sheet with this particular document? So the relationship of styles.css is going to be, it is a style sheet for this particular document. It's styles.css as we have named it in our thing. So we're telling like we are referring the style sheet externally. So there are three different ways of writing styles. One is like external style sheet, another one internal style sheets. You can do that by writing the styles inside a style tag, and the third one is like inline styles, which you can do it by using attributes. Style equals, and you can write inline styles in here. So basically these are three ways where start right here. So this would be an example. Say for example, let me write the color of the text to be light green. Say it has changed. Say in the inline internal style sheet, let's say the p tags style we want our color to be red. Yeah. So this is inline style sheet, and for external style sheet, let's say in external style sheet I'm defining the body's background to be body tags background color. I want it to be say brown or aqua, worst color ever. Let's say something better, brown. So what we are mentioning is, so we have defined, this is an internal style sheet where you are defining above the document. An external style sheet is written outside, and then you are importing it, importing by using link relative style sheet and referencing it, or referencing it to that particular document, obsolete locations, and also inline style sheet. Okay, so this is the basics of the styling department. Let's say white because we have our, so this is how you connect your style sheets with your document. And for connecting the JavaScript, what you have to do, normally we connect JavaScript just before the close of the body tag. The reason is like, the JavaScript, if you write it on top, before the page loads, it tries loading the JavaScript, and it takes a lot of time. So once after JavaScript is completed, and if the document is not loaded, it can throw you some errors. So after the document or the HTML document is loaded, if you run JavaScript, that's a better way, or the best practices to follow. So how do you attach a JavaScript is, again, you have inline, means you can write JavaScript internally, or you can have external. So for internal, you can write between is script, and in between open and close element script, you can write your JavaScript, say console.log. Hello friends. So this would be our first JavaScript, which will log onto the console. So we are going inside the developer tools of Chrome. If you see the console, you have hello friends over there. You can also say window dot alert hello friends. Yeah. So basically you are loading JavaScript. So this is an internal JavaScript, you're writing it in the same document. If you want to connect an external JavaScript, so for example, this is the external file script.js. So how do we connect that with our document? Oh, I haven't saved index.html. So if I save this, that won't load. So we have still not connected the external JavaScript. So how do we do that? So this is, let me do this, and so I'm commenting it out. So basically we are not going to load the script in here. We are going to load the script from external source. So the way we do that is by mentioning the source script with an external source. So the source would be link to our script.js. So basically, since we are in the same folder, we can also write script.js. But if you are going to put JavaScript in a separate folder, say for example, you are creating a folder for scripts, okay, and you are going to place the JavaScript file inside the scripts move, and let me rename the file to like this. Let this be the main.js. So if you want to refer this, so you cannot write just script.js or main.js, it won't work. So basically you have to give its location, a proper location related to this particular document. So you need to put /, and then you have to select the folder scripts, or type scripts / and then main.js. So since we are using VS Code, so it is trying to automatically complete our code, which is really helpful, and that's why you need to set up VS Code, and you can watch the other tutorial for it. So we have loaded the script from here. Let's say like hello friends from external source, so that we can see like this is coming exactly from external source, not from inside. Let's say this hello friends from external source. Yeah, so this is how you connect JavaScript. uh, Another best practice would be like you can put your essentials JavaScript that is required for loading your page first, and then you can import the external JavaScript by using this particular function. So as I said, the JavaScript stops your page from loading, and having a proper response would be really difficult. So what we can do is, let me comment these out. So basically what we are doing is like we have added this under HTML comment, so it's not going to run. It's not going to put anything in terms of displaying. So these are comments. The HTML comment starts with angle bracket exclamation double dash, and it closes with double dash and closed angle bracket. This would be the most ideal way to load an external JavaScript. Dot slash scripts slash main dot js. The reason would be like this script will run only after the Windows function, means Windows has loaded. That means all your documents, all the tags and everything is loaded and properly rendered, and after rendering you're adding the script to this particular document. So this is good in terms of performance. To improve the performance of your site, this is really very important. And if you have something that is really very essentials to load before your entire document is loaded, you can do inline scripting, and you can write that piece of code over here. So this would help. So what we are doing here is like after the window is loaded, we are creating an element called a script tag. In the script tags element source, we are attaching this location, and then we are going to add that script tag or that element to the body. So this is what happens. We can also put this outside the body. It is not really necessary to put it within the body. You can also write it outside the body. It would work this. It would work the same. So that shouldn't be an issue. So this is the best practice. Not compulsorily you need to follow this, but this is the best way to do it. So this is the basic essentials of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. In the next video, we'll see what are the different elements. So we have seen the basic elements for head like meta tag, title tag and the link tag and their uses. We have seen the body element and basic elements like h1 or heading, p as in paragraph, and the script tags used for attaching JavaScript or writing scripts within it. So we'll be covering more in detail about tags and styles and JavaScript coding in our further tutorials. So see you guys later, and hope you had a really good understanding on HTML, CSS and JavaScript in this particular video. If you want to understand like how what we are writing here as a document style and JavaScript, how are those coming together and how is that getting displayed in here, I'm going to create another video called HTML DOM that refers to document object model, and I'll be covering in detail in that particular video. So don't forget to subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get the video as soon as I upload it. Thank you and have a nice day.